Here's a dynamic full body flexibility routine to start your day greasing your body and getting it ready to move. You're probably going to want a little bit of equipment in the form of some yoga blocks or bolsters to help with some positions. Other than that, some time and space, and let's jump into this routine. We're going to kick things off with a little bit of breathing. You don't need to be seated how I am. You could be standing, sat on the sofa, however works for you, but you need your arms to move freely. We're going to perform a Lewick technique where our arms are out to the side. We're going to inhale, lift one arm with the palms facing up, and the other hand is going to twist down. As you change breath, we're then going to swap to the other side, always looking at the hand where the palm is facing up. So we're just going to do some nice slow breathing for about 60 seconds. This is going to start getting some movement into our cervical and a little bit of the thoracic spine. Really thinking about the rotation coming from the shoulder. And again, just breathing nice and calmly. And we're going to move to a quadruped position. So basically on all fours now. We're going to do some breathing again, incorporating now a little bit more of the thoracic and lower spine by performing some cat-cow. So as we inhale, we're going to try and arch the back and look up to the sky. As you exhale, you're going to try and round the back as much as possible. Each time we do one of these, you're just going to take a little step out with the hands so they come a little bit more in front of you and keep repeating. So arching as much as possible. Rounding as much as possible. And again, small step out. Eventually, we're going to work a little bit more down. So as we inhale, we can drop the chest. We're going to stretch over the lats into the shoulders. And again, exhaling, try to round and tuck the hips as much as possible. When you're breathing here, really think about trying to breathe into the ribcage and expand the ribs as much as possible. Finish in that arching position at the top. We're just now going to flip around, so we're going to still stay working on the upper body. We're going to come into a seated position. Hands are going to be behind us. We're going to be having those fingertips facing away. Feet together. You're going to press down into the floor. And lift the hips, squeezing the glutes, pushing up to the sky. I'm going to hold for a few seconds, come back down to that starting position. So this is going to be opening up the shoulders into extension. We're stretching out the pecs, the biceps, but also we're actively contracting the back of the shoulder as well. Maybe 5 of these in total. Pausing for a few seconds on each rep. If you want to make this slightly harder, just move your feet a little bit further away. We're in the top position. Try to slide the knees further forwards. And one last one here. Hold for a few seconds. Just move about a bit if you want to. Always pushing away from the floor. And I come back to that seated position. And we come into the hip swivel. So again, seated. I'm going to go slightly wider with the feet. Again, hands supporting behind. And we're just going to drop both legs to one side. So we're moving into external and internal rotation. But try to keep that torso facing forward. We're just going to reverse that motion, drop to the other side. So we're just going to start bringing some movement into the hips, into the lower back, and then we're going to move from, we started on some upper body, and then we're now going to transition to some lower body stretches. So that's 2. We're going to do 5 in total, 2 per side, that's 10. Just pausing for a few seconds on each one. So it's going to be the 4th one. Back to the other side again, just trying to sit a bit more upright if you can. Just going to challenge that range of motion a little bit further. So the last one on this left hand side here. Move to the right hand side. And we're going to finish on the left hand side. We're going to reverse all the way back. We're going to move, and now we're going to twist in this same sort of 90-90 position. So the front leg is out straight in front of us, bent to 90 degrees. This back leg is out at 90 degrees, bent to 90 degrees. We're just going to shift in and out of a bit of a glute stretch. So the hand on the foot, I'm just going to try and hinge forward as much as possible, feeling a stretch over this front leg glute. Come down as much as I can, and I'm going to think about pushing my knee into the ground to push me back up. Do 5 of these, try to lean as far forward, sternum going over the knee. Nice stretch, hold for a few seconds, push ourselves back out of it. Just going to do 5 reps on this side. If this feels a little bit easy, what we can now try to do is move our sternum a little bit more towards the foot. That's going to target more into the piriformis. I'm going to hold it for 10 seconds on that final rep, just get a little bit more of a good stretch going in the glutes. Perfect. Staying on this side, we're going to move to the world's greatest stretch. So we're going to come into a forearm plank position. We're going to lift our left leg out to the side, right arm stays down. We're going to try and twist now with the left arm, keeping that rear knee up. We're going to try and reach up towards the sky. I'm going to hold for a couple seconds and rotate back down, trying to get your left shoulder now inside of that left thigh. And again, rotate up and round. If you can do, we're going to try and couple our breathing with this movement. So as we reach up, we're going to inhale. As we reach down, we're going to exhale. We come back down. I'm going to go back to that hip swivel position. We're going to switch to the right-hand side now. So we're seated again, leg out straight, 90 degrees, back leg at 90 degrees. I'm going to do some more of those hinges. So I want you to think about lifting, pulling with the belly button, going forward over this front leg. Pause for a few seconds. Good stretch in the glutes. Push the knee out of the ground to push yourself back up. If you can do, try to feel that sternum shifting a little bit more towards the center. So last one here, we're going to pause for 10 seconds on this last rep. Try to get as far forward over that shin as you can do. Again, maximizing the stretch over the glute. Perfect. We're going to come up now to that plank position again. This time we're going to have right leg comes forward, left arm is down. We're going to take that right arm, keeping that left leg straight. We're going to reach up towards the sky, pause for a few seconds, reach down as we exhale. Right shoulder's going to drop inside of the right leg. Again, trying to couple that breath with the movement. So as we inhale, we reach up. As we exhale, we come back down. A couple more here. And we're just going to come back to the center. We're going to work on the hamstrings. We're going to be in a bent leg hamstring position. So just relax, let the stomach rest on the thighs. If you can touch the ground here, that's great. If you're struggling, maybe you're on your fingertips a bit, we're just going to grab some yoga blocks or a cushion, just something to support ourselves. So with those legs bent, we're going to straighten one leg. We're going to try and push the knee of the other leg forwards. It's going to get stretched over the hamstring of this leg. Also a tilting of the hips. We're going to pause for a few seconds and then swap sides. So try and push this right knee forward, left leg goes straight. It's going to take 60 seconds now. I'm just going to alternate back and forth between these two. Really trying to sort of imagine that our legs are on a track and we're trying to push this knee as far forward as possible and pull the other leg back as far as possible. So because this is sort of flossing a little bit of the hamstring, sort of working it dynamically, you might also feel it go up into the glute a bit. Last rep on each side. And that is basically the routine. I hope you enjoyed this dynamic morning flexibility and gets you ready for the day. I hope you enjoyed this routine, getting your morning started in the right way. If you want to finish your day even better, then make sure you check out this relaxed flexibility routine right here. Other than that, happy stretching.